Hi, today I'm going to be talking about a topic that is relevant to all of us because we are all college students, and the topic that I'm speaking on today is relevant to us daily, monthly, semesterly, yearly. It's always present, it's always relevant, so here we go. College is an idea many children have placed in their minds from a very young age, and this idea is placed upon them all the way through their primary education up until they walk the stage at their high school graduation. Myself and so many members of this class, maybe even you too, Professor Beds, have dealt with this college ideal all the way through their primary education. In 2018 alone, there are 19.6 million college students in the United States, with this number expected to rise in the following years. However, there is one obstacle that prevents the growth of college enrollment, and that would be the cost of tuition and all other costs involved with a student going to college. College can be some of the best years of a young adult's life as they search for their new independence and freedoms, but these students can also find themselves under a stack of student debt and loans while working towards their end goals, whether that be new occupations, joining the military, or even going to trade school. This is why I believe that the cost of college tuition should be lowered so that more young adults may be able to heighten their academic awareness and explore new employment opportunities. One reason that the cost of tuition should be lowered is that many students end up completing their secondary education under piles of crippling debt. According to Alex Hess of the CNBC News, the average graduating student in 2018 graduated with a debt balance of $29,800. With this astonishing level of debt, things have certainly taken a turn for the worse over the past 10 years. In an article written by Emma Kerr, this reporter describes from 2009 to 2019, when comparing the two years, there's been a 26% increase in the amount of money spent on student loans between college students. Another reason the cost of college tuition should be lowered is that the number of jobs that are requiring a college education are also on the rise, meaning more and more students should have to attend some college to find a form of employment in their near future. According to Recovery, 30% of job openings will require at least an associate's degree or at least some college. An associate's degree means that a student goes to college for at least 2 years and has at least 64 credit hours. Here at Rock Valley College, our associate's programs would be the Associates of Arts, Associates of Science, and the Associates of Engineering degrees if you're looking to transfer, and for each of those you need 64 credit hours. And for the Associates of Applied Science degree, I believe you need 66 credit hours, and that is where you are able to go directly into a career of your choosing instead of going on to transfer to an institution. So an associate's degree would be a good way to save money, but associate's degree schooling is also very expensive in the meantime. There's just one problem with this: the cost associated with earning one's associate's degree. According to Student Debt Relief, the average cost of tuition at two-year public schools is $3,570, while private two-year schools can charge significantly more at $14,587 per year. So Rock Valley, being that it is a public two-year school, can charge up to $3,570 for tuition, which is still a lot for a student who may be struggling to find the funds to back their education. On top of many other financial issues that student loans and debts can bring along with them, these debts can also serve as a breeding ground for causing mental health diseases. According to The Simple Dollar, those who struggle to pay off their debts and loans are twice as likely to experience a host of mental illnesses such as depression and severe anxiety. Debt can bring up a lot of stress for people, and when people are under a great amount of stress, there's reactions in the brain that cause serotonin intake inhibitors to be blocked. No, serotonin cannot be secreted into the brain, so the person experiences more depressive episodes and other mental illness episodes. Also, according to ClearPoint, a good way to cope with the stress that comes along with that would be developing a financial plan or tool to use. This means that if the college tuition payments are broken into smaller, more manageable numbers, and the debt decreases, a plan may be used to help salvage the mental state of many college students nationwide. The main cause for the cost of tuition being so high has to do mainly with the large demand for high-profile careers. There's been an increase for the occupations such as doctors, nurses, lawyers, and many other professions that deal with high-pressure situations. As a result, these who work in these types of fields are expecting an increase in salaries. Henceforth, the costs needed for education have increased as well. According to USA Facts, the average cost of college has risen 65% since 2000. So because there's a higher demand for nurses and doctors, these nurses and doctors are expecting to be earning more money, but these hospitals, these law agencies don't want to be paying more money just to anyone. These people need to prove that they have gone through the schooling, they know what they're doing. So schooling has become more expensive. Henceforth, the cost of tuition has grown up, and it ends up hurting the small people who are already struggling to get by to pay their education and move on with their lives. How can we lower the cost of college tuition, though, you may ask? At a national level, Congress and the government can make scholarships and government programs such as FAFSA more attainable for students who come from middle-class families. I bring up middle-class families because these are the students who are hurt the most by programs such as FAFSA. Students are encouraged to complete the FAFSA forms to earn grants and scholarships, but middle-class students often receive little to no help because their parents are able to keep a roof over their heads and foods in their stomach, clothes on their back, so they should not have to receive as much financial help as another student would. I believe Congress could do something to allow students in the middle class more financial help so that these students may complete their secondary education with less debt and can find themselves struggling with less mental health defects after graduating, and can move on and develop a healthier lifestyle and continue heightening their academic awareness while enjoying their lives to the fullest. How can I minimize my college debt? I should save early and I should save often. I should eliminate unnecessary spending. I should apply for every scholarship possible, and I should apply for grants. And not only should I apply for grants and scholarships, I should talk to colleges and universities specifically to know how I can save money. And I should consider going to a public junior college to get my associate's degree first, such as Rock Valley, so that I can stay at home and save as much as I can before transferring on to a bigger university. The cost of college tuition should be lowered so that students may be able to move on with their lives while continuing to gain knowledge in the world around them and become better contributors to society. Thank you.